Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share 3 easy no-bake peanut butter dessert recipes that all make indulgent sweet treats, have only 3 or 5 ingredients as you'll see, and are super indulgent desserts. And I've got the blog post down below which has the full recipe, step-by-step instructions and ideas for variations for the flavors too, so click through for that. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment too, let me know other dessert recipes you'd like me to share. So we are going to start out with this 3 ingredient keto chocolate peanut butter fudge recipe. We've got 100 grams of chocolate. Use the darkest chocolate you can if you're on a low carb diet. Then we've got some stevia. You can use stevia, sugar, whatever you like. And I've got 1/4 cup of creamy peanut butter. And I'm just going to melt it all together over a low heat. While the chocolate and everything is busy melting, I'm just preparing my little dish I'm going to use to pop it into the fridge in. I've got a little rectangular Pyrex. You could just grease that, but I'd rather pop a bit of grease-proof paper, which I've greased, into it, and so then it won't stick and won't mess up my Pyrex. So I'm going to keep an eye on the fudge and watch as it melts. So just keep an eye, stir as you go, and you'll see everything starts to very slowly melt together. You don't want to do this over a high heat. You just want to slowly melt the chocolate and peanut butter together. It's getting there. Look at the beautiful melting chocolate and peanut butter. It smells pretty incredible, but I'm just going to keep mixing it until all of that chocolate is melted. There you go. It's pretty much melted. Just make sure all of the little chips are melted, and you don't want to bring it up to the bubble. So once it's melted, I'll take it straight off the heat. That's perfect. Look how smooth and creamy it is. And now we'll just simply pour it into our prepared dish. Just like that. And I'm using my smallish little rectangular dish over here. The smaller the dish you use, the higher up you'll be able to get your fudge. So it's not a huge layer or a huge portion, but it's just enough to last the family a couple of days. But you can feel free to double it and use whatever size you feel is appropriate. So now I'm going to pop it in the fridge and we'll give it a few hours to set, and I'll show you once it's done. The fudge has been in the fridge for a few hours and it's hardened up, so you can take it out of the dish, and it just makes it so much easier. No worrying about anything sticking in the dish. It's all now on our parchment paper, which I'm going to carefully remove and cut it up into pieces. Look at this big chunk of fudge. Oh, it looks so good. Can't wait to cut into it. It is a little bit of an odd shape. Kind of looks a bit like a house, doesn't it? And so I'm just going to gently cut it. Oh, it's quite hard. Oh, look at that fudge. You can cut as many pieces as you want. Really just portion control it so that you're happy. I just want these little pieces. Oh, that looks so good. And teeny tiny ones too. Very irregular pieces I want, but I just want it perfect so I can have a couple. My kids can have a couple, and they're just so good. I've cut it up into pieces. Some are bigger chunks, some are smaller. It's really up to you how you like to cut your fudge, but wow, look at that. I had, of course, a sneaky taste before, and it's just perfect. If you like those peanut butter cup tastes, the chocolate and peanut butter, oh, it's so good. It goes so well together. I can't even talk. And it's so creamy and delicious and thick. Look at that beauty. So that is my 3 ingredient chocolate peanut butter fudge recipe. Keep watching for 2 more yum peanut butter treats. And next I have super easy, low carb, high protein, no bake peanut butter cookies that have only 5 ingredients. These are all the ingredients that we have for the cookies today. We've got peanut butter, of course, for our peanut butter cookies. I'm using smooth peanut butter, but you can feel free to use chunky peanut butter instead if you want that textural experience. I've got stevia as my sweetener of choice. You can use whatever sweetener you like. I've got flaked almonds and desiccated coconut over there, which are my dry ingredients I'm going to mix together, and butter. I've got unsalted butter to bring everything together. Now this recipe is so easy to put together, and I like to get as prepared as possible before melting my butter and peanut butter together. So I'm going to line a baking tray with baking paper, grease it really well, so when the cookies are ready it's just a matter of dropping them onto the baking paper, and we're going to get out a bowl and mix together our coconut and almonds so that's ready to go too. So into a bowl we're going to pop a cup of our desiccated coconut, and I've got a 100-gram bag of flaked almonds going in, that which works out to be about a cup or so. and we'll just give it all a mix together to get it incorporated. Now you can use any nuts. You can use peanuts, which you can crush up. You can use almonds, cashews, mix the nuts up. I just like keeping it simple, couple of ingredients, and using just these flaked almonds. So that's it for our dry ingredients. And now I'm going to mix together in a saucepan the butter, peanut butter and stevia. Now I like to mix the stevia through with the peanut butter and butter just so it melts in and dissolves, and so that is what I'm going to do. So I'll just move those aside, and what I've actually done is popped into a saucepan half a cup of our peanut butter, 50 grams of butter and a quarter of a cup of stevia, and I'm going to pop this over medium heat and melt it all together, keeping an eye, mixing all the time, just until we've got a beautiful smooth creamy mixture. So initially it's one big creamy peanut butter mix, and then just slowly it all melts together and becomes beautiful and smooth. It really doesn't take long at all for everything to loosen up, but we want all that butter to melt until we've got a really smooth, cohesive, creamy mixture. And there you go, the last of the butter is almost melted. As soon as that's done, we'll take it straight off the heat and pour it into our nuts and coconut mixture. So we're back at the nuts and coconut, and we're going to pour over our beautiful peanut butter mixture and then mix it all through, just like this. Now it is quite a wet and sticky cookie dough. It's not quite the dense cookie dough you might be used to, but once it's set in the fridge, it sets up beautifully. So do not despair. Just get everything nicely incorporated. And then we're going to pop it straight onto our baking tray, which we prepared. So make sure you've got a baking tray with well-greased baking paper, and we're going to drop a tablespoon per cookie. So it's all come together nicely. Just those 5 ingredients create such a beautiful cookie. So now I'll pop them onto the baking tray. So I'll move my mixture out, pop the tray in, making a bit of a noise and a mess. But so now we just drop about a tablespoon per cookie onto the cookie tray. It is a bit of a warm mixture, but flatten it out a bit, and they're just going to fill up the tray, and they will harden in the fridge beautifully. So my tray is now full of beautiful cookies. With a tablespoon per cookie, this batter makes about 12 really generous, beautiful cookies. Look at them all over here. They're just beautiful. And now they need to go in the fridge for a good few hours to harden and crisp up and set, and then you'll be able to enjoy your no-bake peanut butter cookies, and I'll show you what they look like in a few hours. And the cookies are out of the fridge and they've hardened up, and if you take a look at one, it's just beautiful. They're perfect cookies. They've got a lovely crunch to them. They're crisp and perfect peanut butter cookies that, as you saw, were no bake. They are low carb, keto friendly, gluten free, and just so yum. The whole family love them, and I've been making batch after batch the last few weeks, and I'm sure you're gonna love them too. So that's how to bake my no-bake peanut butter cookies. I've got one more sweet treat to share with you. And that's my 3-ingredient peanut butter mousse that is creamy and dreamy and just super easy to make, that just, as you can see, has these 3 ingredients in it. So briefly, we'll talk about the ingredients that you'll need. We've got peanut butter. I'm using smooth peanut butter. You can use chunky peanut butter if you want. You can even use almond butter, hazelnut butter, any nut butter you like. I've got stevia to sweeten, so it'll be sugar-free, but you could use regular sugar, you could use honey, maple syrup, any sweetness you like. And I've got some cream. Just use any cream that you can whip up into whipped cream, so whether that's heavy, double whipping, this is just fresh Irish cream, and it whips up beautifully. So let me show you how to make it. Start by pouring a cup of cream out into a bowl, and then give it a whisk and whip until it's just starting to come together to whipped cream. And you can see it's kind of just starting to thicken up. We don't want to over whip it, and we're still going to whip in the peanut butter and the stevia, starting with our peanut butter. Now it's really up to you. You can go a quarter of a cup, you can go half a cup. I'm just going 2 really massive tablespoons full. And then 2 tablespoons of stevia. And we'll just whisk it in until it's smooth and creamy. perfect. Now what I suggest is having a tiny sneaky little taste and make sure that you're happy with the peanut butter to sweetness ratio, because now you can just add a little more peanut butter or a little more stevia or your sweetness of choice until it is the perfect sweetness and the perfect balance of peanut butter and goodness for you. And then we'll move it out into a bowl. So I've got a pretty bowl here for presentation, and now I'll just move the mousse in. And there you go. That is absolutely perfect overflowing peanut butter mousse. Now you can enjoy it actually straight away like this, or you could just pop it in the fridge to thicken up, and there's loads of options for toppings as well. So yeah, you can enjoy it plain. You can pop some peanuts on top, some chocolate chips, grate some chocolates over, but I just like it nice and plain and simple, just like that. And that brings us to the end of the video with 3 easy no-bake peanut butter dessert recipes. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment too, let me know other dessert recipes you'd like me to share, and remember to check down below for the link to the blog post that has all of the recipes that you'll need. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.